Hey everybody, welcome to the bar, and today we're talking about one of my favorite superhero teams from when I was a wee youth, the Teen Titans from Cartoon Network circa 2003. The thing is, a few months back, someone asked me if I was able to construct a bit of a theory on how the Titans would be able to pop up in the universe of My Hero Academia, and how they would adjust to being stranded in an entirely different universe. It took a little bit, and one rewrite later, I think I have less of a fanfiction and more of a theory now. So without further ado, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and let's get started.
Teen Titans, go! 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Teen Titans!
So first things first, if you don't know who the Teen Titans are, the Teen Titans consist of Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, and Robin. And the main goal for this theory would be, how do the Titans get into the universe of My Hero Academia? Now, if you're not familiar with the DC Universe, ton of weird supernatural villains exist in the DC Universe that are way more powerful than the villains of My Hero Academia. You can have magic bring the Titans there, or you can have this guy named Larry, aka K-Sid Nosyarg, from Dimension 4 and 9/8, break reality itself and transfer them there. So, getting them into the universe is probably the easiest part of the theory. And honestly, finding him to get back would probably be easy as well, because Larry likes to leave breadcrumbs behind because everyone is just playing his game. The reason why I'm not using somebody like Mr. Mixoplex is because he hasn't shown up in the Teen Titans, so for this one, we're going to make Larry the main antagonist of the theory. Now, the next question is, when they pop into that universe, how would they adjust? Luckily, the Titans have some of the strongest and smartest heroes in the DC Universe on their team. So when it comes to being in a foreign area, briefing themselves to the universe that they reside in would be pretty easy, considering Cyborg has access to something called the Grid, which provides him with every bit of information that they could possibly imagine, from superhuman society to the big building that looks like a U and an A in front of them. As for how they could all assimilate into UA, especially Robin, UA has become a progressive school in its history, so the school tries not to discriminate people regardless of quirk or, in his case, lack of. You just kinda have to prove yourself. I know some people right now are like, how could Robin end up in the hero class? He's quirkless, he lacks a meta ability too. But take a step back real quick, because Robin has dealt with people like Slade, aka Deathstroke, Mad Mod, and so on. And if I have to remind you that Robin is Batman's sidekick, that alone in itself is a superpower. He knows how to take down bad guys just because he's learned from the best. Someone like Robin knows how to exploit people's weaknesses, and he was able to take down every single Titan when he used the persona of Red X. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to prove himself in a mock fight between UA students if it came down to it. But let's say for this video, Cyborg set up identities as exchange students for every single one of them because they pretty much get caught on the spot by Hound Dog for trespassing. And when the Titans get into UA and start meeting everybody, they would start clicking up immediately. You'd have Beast Boy and Cyborg hanging out with Kaminari, and Starfire becoming friends with Mina pretty much immediately. The only two that I imagine kind of keeping to themselves would be Robin and Raven. And on the other hand though, I'm not trying to say I'm shipping Tokoyami and Raven, but I like to think that maybe they might develop a little bit of crush on each other. I'm not trying to say that, but you know, Tokoyami does look like a Raven. Either way, Robin, he's the type of guy that will continuously stay on mission and probably arouse the suspicions of somebody like Bakugo. Bakugo is the type of person that is ultra aggressive but is also paranoid and suspicious of everybody around him. So when it comes down to trying to figure out how to get home, the Titans would have to be very careful about what they do and what they say around certain people. But the thing is, they have someone on their team named Beast Boy, and Beast Boy has a very, very big mouth. So it's most likely in this turn of events he's given enough information away that there's probably enough people suspicious enough to keep an eye on these 5 people when everybody goes to sleep for the night. And once everybody goes to bed, for argument's sake, let's say that Robin has everybody meet up in the same place that they were popped into by Larry, and they try to discuss and debrief what's going on and why they're even in the area. Because the number one priority is figuring out how to get home, but also trying to figure out where Larry is before he stumbles into a trap and ends up getting himself caught by a villain in this universe. I mean, think about it this way. If Dr. Ujiko got his hands on Larry, he would have the means to breach other dimensions, and if he reaches the DC Universe and gets his hands on someone like Superman, imagine a Superman Nomu. That is not good. Think Superman when he's brainwashed by Poison Ivy during Batman Hush, but a Nomu. He's overpowered enough. But let's back up to Beast Boy's big mouth. He probably would have given off the notion that he wasn't from this universe whatsoever, so someone like Bakugo wouldn't just take that lightly. He would kind of push and pursue that. But at the same time, Deku would also be kind of suspicious too. And my guess is they would kind of keep a close eye on these people regardless. I mean, 5 exchange students popping up out of nowhere and one of them kind of looks like an alien, it would just be a little too suspicious. And their suspicions would be right when they find out that the 5 of them sneak out in the middle of the night on their first night at the school. But what Deku and Bakugo wouldn't realize is the fact that it's pretty much impossible to spy and sneak up on Robin. Robin would immediately catch on to what's going on and tell everybody to hush up and stop talking about their plans, because then he would immediately call out the 2 hiding in different places. Bakugo, overhearing enough of this plan, knows that there's an extra dimensional villain roaming in his universe, so he wants to be the person that takes him down. And Deku, being the kind-hearted guy that he is, absolutely just wants to help the Titans get back to the universe that they're from. I, for one, would love a cool conversation between Deku and Robin where Robin's kind of telling Deku what it's like to be a hero in his universe, and when Deku finds out that Robin in his universe is what they would call in his universe quirkless, he would be blown away that somebody who doesn't have any meta ability whatsoever can do what he does. That and Robin's many gadgets would absolutely inspire Deku to take on some for himself. Imagine if Deku had his own type of Batarang, that'd be pretty cool. Also, I feel like it would be a given that Deku would look at the Teen Titans and instantly know that they're not the type of people that are just students, because the Teen Titans themselves just give off that swagger that they're superheroes. But yeah, for this theory, the Teen Titans have 2 new members, Bakugo and Deku. Now, as for how they would get home and find Larry, like I said before, Larry is the type of dude that would leave behind an actual trail of breadcrumbs to where he was, and he would set up like a weird type of trap or event for them to participate in to get them home. Regardless of the situation, imagine Deku teaming up with Robin and Bakugo with Starfire. First of all, Bakugo and Starfire would team up for one hell of a kaboom. And those 4 alone without Raven, Cyborg, and Beast Boy would be enough to probably get Larry back. But the thing is, Larry tends to take things way too far, and maybe the Titans get hurt. Seriously hurt. It would come down to Bakugo and Deku to save the Titans. Robin would explain to Deku while he's laying on the ground that you can't really fight Larry. You have to kind of negotiate with him. You kind of have to make him realize the error of his ways. So in a way, it would kind of come down to Deku more than Bakugo. And luckily, Deku is compassionate enough that he would be able to explain to Larry that he just hurt his idols. And if he considers himself the biggest Robin fan, he shouldn't ever be doing things like this. And one teary conversation later, with one wave of his finger, he fixes up the Teen Titans and apologizes for once again taking them and manipulating them for his own enjoyment. Larry then turns to Deku and thanks him by turning into a chibi version of Deku, saying that he's now the biggest Deku fan and he'll make sure that he comes back to visit. And with one wave of his finger, the Titans disappear. And in classic anime fashion, it's the day before once again, and nobody remembers the events except Deku and Bakugo, who were the only ones who knew the Teen Titans even existed. And that's my theory. Frankly, the Teen Titans and the students of UA, if they ever did meet, it would be an awesome team up. And when you think about it, this team up really isn't that far out there. This particular iteration of the Teen Titans was inspired by anime. But like I said before, don't write this off that they can't possibly have a crossover. It could be likely that one day these artists or writers decide to throw the Teen Titans into My Hero Academia. Batman has teamed up with some pretty crazy people before in the past. I mean, most recently, he actually teamed up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of IDW twice. And the Titans from Attack on Titan actually appeared in Marvel Comics and fought against Spider-Man. Granted, it was a little bit of a weird one-shot, but it still happened, so I wouldn't be surprised. That, and if My Hero Academia ever went to the DC Universe, if there was one person that I feel like Deku could absolutely learn from, or 2 people, Batman and Superman could teach him how to be a real symbol of peace. But yeah, if you like my theory and you want to see more crossover theories like this, be sure to comment down below. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you made it this far, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint towards my next video. I'm going to be creating a video about the various Lantern Corps of the DC Universe and choosing one individual from the My Hero Academia universe to become a representative of that corps. It's going to be pretty cool looking when I get to drop my thumbnail for that video. Put it this way, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. I'm going to black it out, take that as you will, but put it this way, it's gonna be really cool. Rodrigo Sani did an amazing job with this piece. But that's all you're getting. You're gonna have to wait till next week. This is Dan, signing off. Peace.